drive.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Talkin Sports with Jake. Hope we're all doing well. So with some MLB. Opening day is today. As of the time I am filming this, we are about just under an hour out from the first game. My New York Mets start at 4, which is about 4 hours out from the time I am filming this. I am so excited. I have missed baseball. Welcome back, baseball. And you can see how the pitch clock and these are new rules affect the game. It's going to be very interesting. Looking forward to a great season. But Keston Hero, Milwaukee Brewers, former top prospect, had a great rookie year in 2019. But the last 3 years has really struggled, spent time in the minors. They DFA'd him. Tried to trade him, but they were not able to. So he ended up clearing waivers, and he will start in AAA. So Milwaukee will keep Keston Hero for now, at least. He's in the minor leagues. Cleveland Guardians extend their all-star second baseman Andres Giménez, 7 years, $106.5 million. That Lindor trade might be a win-win. Mets get maybe the best shortstop in the game in Lindor. Of course, give him a $340 million extension. Struggled his first year, but last year was typical Lindor of 26 home runs and 100 plus RBIs. Was a huge piece on a 101-win ball club. But Cleveland gets 2 really good young infielders in Andres Giménez and Ahmed Rosario. So that's that. So you got Tristan McKenzie, Indians. Oh my goodness, the Guardians starter. I really just talked about the Guardians too with Hernandez. I can't believe I just did that. Tristan McKenzie, the Guardians starting pitcher, is out 2 to 8 weeks with a teres major muscle strain. That's in your shoulder. He's a young kid who was a top prospect. He came up his first year, wasn't great. Battled injury with English system, but last year had a breakout year, a sub-3 ERA. Really good year last year, but so it's a pretty big loss for the Guardians, but hopefully he's back sooner rather than later. And this is some big news. The minor league baseball and the MLB Players Association have agreed to create a CBA for the minor league baseball, which will increase pay for minor league players. This has been an ongoing issue for years with MLB. You know, like years ago, like they dropped a bunch of minor league teams, and the pay got really bad, and they were just trying to get a CBA for a couple of years, and they finally did. So, can't believe I'm saying that, but kudos to Rob Manfred for getting that done. On to hockey. Going from scores from yesterday. Panthers over the Maple Leafs 3-2 in overtime. Islanders over the Capitals 2-1 in a shootout. Wild over the Avalanche 4-2. Those were all the games last night. As for the standings in the Eastern Conference, the Boston Bruins have clinched the Atlantic. They're on the verge of clinching the President's Trophy as well. Carolina, they're got 119 points. Carolina's got 103. They clinched the playoff spot. The New Jersey Devils have 100. They clinched the playoff spot. Toronto's at 98, as are the Rangers. Toronto and the Rangers have identical records, 44, 20, and 10. Both have 8 games left. Both have clinched the playoff spot. Tampa's at 92. They're in 6th. New York Islanders are in 7th with 87. And Pittsburgh's in 8th with 82. Florida's a point out right now. Buffalo is 5 points out. Ottawa's 5 points out. Washington's 5 points out. And then you got the Red Wings at 9 points out. And Philly, Montreal, Columbus are pretty much out of the race. So that last spot's going to be interesting. You got, right now it's Florida. That's going to be it's Pittsburgh right now. But Florida's right on their necks. And Buffalo, Ottawa, and Washington are still within striking distance. So it looks like the Rangers rival Islanders will get in. In the West, you got the Vegas Golden Knights. They're in first with 98 points. I believe they need basically to win one more game and they clinch a playoff spot. And second is Minnesota, who's been playing really good hockey. Points in 9 of 10. 7 of those wins. They got 97. They're in second. Kings are in third with 96. You see the West is very tight. Edmonton's in 4th with 95. Dallas is in 5th with 94. Colorado also has 94. Play the same amount of games. Colorado's got 4 more wins, but Dallas has 4 more regulation losses and 6 more overtime losses. Dallas they've had a crazy year. They got like the most posts in the league. They got like the most losses in 1-goal games this year. They got the most overtime losses in the league. They've had a really unlucky year. So Dallas, Colorado, Seattle's in 7th with 88. Winnipeg's in 8th with 85. But Calgary is only 2 points back. They're right there. Nashville is only 3 points back, and St. Louis, Vancouver, Arizona, Anaheim, San Jose, and Chicago are all out of it. So West is super tight. The top 8 teams are separated by only 13 points, and the top 6 teams are separated by 4. That's crazy. Put this in perspective. Vegas, who right now leads the West with 98 points, if they were in the East, they would be ranked. Okay, they would be tied. They would be tied for the basically tied for 4th, I guess. And it's not as bad as I thought. They would be tied for. They would be the three-way tie for the 4, 5, 6 spots. Still, that's crazy. On to the playoff bracket right now. We're winding down. We got about 8 to 10 games left for each team. So maybe a couple weeks left. In the Metro, we got Carolina at 103, Devils at 100, Rangers at 98. If the season ends today, we get Devils, Rangers in the first round. Obviously, whoever will get home field advantage is still up for grabs. Devils lead the Rangers by only 2 points, and Carolina only leads the Devils by 3 points, and the Rangers by 5 points in that Metro. So it's really, really tight in that Metropolitan Division. So we would get the Devils against the Rangers in the first round. And then in the Atlantic, Bruins already have that clinched. Toronto and Tampa are going to play a series that is mathematically might actually be certain. May not quite, but that's almost guaranteed. So Toronto's already put the spot. Tampa has not, but I'm sure they will probably within in the next week. So we're going to have Toronto versus Tampa in the first round. Toronto 6 points ahead of Tampa, so Toronto will probably have home ice advantage, but nothing set in stone yet. Rematch of last year's first round when Tampa won. Toronto hasn't won a playoff series in almost 20 years, or if not more than that. So Toronto will probably host, but looks like we'll get that in the first round. If the season ends today, Boston would play Pittsburgh in the first round, and Carolina would play the New York Islanders in the first round. So that's what we got for the hockey landscape. And New York Rangers extend Philip Hedl, 4-year extension worth $17.5 million. I like it. Based off his career so far, maybe not worth $4.3 million a year, but he's still real young. He's had a decent year this year, so really young, a lot of room to grow. I think eventually, in a couple of years, if he continues to get better and better, which I do think he will, it'll be a very fair contract. Onto the NBA, yeah, the Bucks blow out the Pacers. Not blowout, but they, very high scoring game, 149 to 136 in regulation. Drew Holiday had 51 points. Drew, Giannis, and Middleton combined for 89. Or maybe just Drew and Giannis. I forget, but Drew Holiday 51 for Drew Holiday. No one plays defense more. Yet 14 guys have at least 50. Some guys have done it more than once. It's crazy. Nets over the Rockets, 120 to 114. Nets trying to stay in the playoffs, not drop into the play-ins. Cam Johnson, 31 points, 7 rebounds. Knicks over the Heat, 101-92. Nice win for my Knicks. Quentin Grimes with 23 points, 8 rebounds. Emmanuel Quigley adds 24. We had the Sixers over the Mavericks, 116 to 108. Embiid, 25 points, 9 boards. Lakers over the Bulls, 121 to 110. Anthony Davis, 38 points, 10 rebounds. Also hit a big shot late. And then the two small gestures to Pat Bev. That was very funny. Clippers over the Grizzlies, 141, 132. Jesus, these scores are high scoring. Russell Westbrook, 36 points and 10 assists. I said Ja did have 36 points and 9 assists, so it's cool to Ja that he's battling everything, having a nice game there. Thunder over the Pistons, 107-106. Jalen Williams, 27 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. Okay, the Rookie of the Year is definitely Paulo Banchero, but Jalen Williams should be a finalist. He's quietly been fantastic for the Thunder this year. One of the main reasons the Thunder are going to be in the play-ins this year, and not at the question they could steal a 6 seed. Jazz over the Spurs, 120-117. Taylor Horton-Tucker had 41 points. Wow. Kings over the Trailblazers, 120 to 80. Malik Monk, 19 points. And by the way, this is not a drill. The Sacramento Kings have clinched the playoffs for the first time since 2006. It has been 17 years since the Kings clinched the playoffs. I was 4 years old the last time the Kings were in the postseason, and now I'm a junior in college. The Kings are in the postseason. Light the beam. Kudos to them. And the Suns over the Timberwolves, 107 to 100. Devin Booker, 29 points. Rudy Gobert says, oh yeah, the refs were in the favor of the Suns. Rudy, I didn't even see the game, but shut up. Shut up. Shut up. You're a bitch, Rudy. I don't like you. Shut up. On to the standings. Milwaukee's in first. They now are 3 games clear of Boston in the Eastern Conference. You got, they already clinched their division. Boston is in second. They've already clinched a playoff spot. Philly is in third. They're actually only 2 games behind Boston for the second spot. They've clinched a playoff spot. Cleveland's in fourth. We're actually only 2.5 games behind Philly for the third spot. They've clinched the playoff. The Knicks, my Knicks are in fifth. They're 2.5 games clear of Brooklyn right now. Brooklyn's got the sixth spot. Miami for the first playing spot. They're a game and a half behind Brooklyn. Got Atlanta and Toronto are tied for the 8th and ninth spots. They're both at 500. And the Bulls, who are 4 games under 500, are the last play-in spot. They're 2 games out of 8th. Washington is 2 games out of the play-in. Indiana is 2.5 games out. Orlando is 4 games out of the play-in. And then Charlotte and Detroit are out. In the West, Denver remains in first in the West. They've clinched the playoff spot. They clinched their division. Memphis also clinched their division. They're in second, 3.5 games out of first. Sacramento, like I said, clinched the playoffs last night, first time in 17 years. They're in third. Phoenix is in fourth. Half game behind the Suns are the Clippers, who are in fifth. Golden State's in sixth. They're a game and a half out of fourth. And then game behind Golden State is Minnesota's the first playing spot. The Lakers and New Orleans are both 500, tied for the 8 and 9 spots. The Lakers will probably get into the play-ins. Actually, it's still tight. The last playing spot is OKC. The Dallas Mavericks are not in the play-ins. The Dallas Mavericks, who have Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic, are not in the play-ins. How? That's hard to do. I'm almost impressed. Wow. That's something else. They're a game out of the play-ins right now. 3 games under 500. They are really struggling right now. That's something else. The Utah Jazz are a game and a half out of the play-ins, and then Portland has fallen 5.5 games out with only 6 games to go, so they're on the verge of being eliminated. They shut down Dame for the year. See what happens in the offseason with Dame. We'll see what happens. And then the Spurs and Rockets are already eliminated. Looking at the playoff picture in the East, the season ends today. You have Philly hosting Brooklyn and Cleveland hosting the Knicks. In the play-ins, you have Miami against Atlanta. The winner of that would play Boston in the first round. And then you have Toronto against Chicago. The loser of that is out. The winner of that plays the loser of Miami and Atlanta. And the winner of that plays Milwaukee, and that would play Milwaukee in the first round. In the West, if the season ends today, Sacramento would host Golden State, and Phoenix would host the Los Angeles Clippers. In the play-in, it would be Minnesota against the Lakers. Winner of that would play Memphis in the first round season end today. And New Orleans against Oklahoma City. Loser of that is out. The winner of that plays the loser of Minnesota and the Lakers. Winner of that would play Denver in the first round. That's what we got for the NBA playoff picture. We got we have the Hall of Fame class has been nominated is Dirk Nowitzki, Dwayne Wade, Tony Parker, Becky Hammon, Greg Popovich are all been elected for the Hall of Fame, as well as Pau Gasol. That's a great class. Dirk Nowitzki, one of the greatest power forwards of all time, greatest international player ever, one of the greatest shooting big men ever. You know, he was always very loyal. Of course, he had that crazy playoff run. I think it was 2011, where he beat Kobe, and he beat Kobe early on in that postseason, and then he beat LeBron, Wade, and Bosh in the finals. Incredible run, NBA champion, Finals MVP. Kudos to Dirk. Dwayne Wade, one of the greatest shooting guards of all time, greatest Miami Heat player of all time. He's got 4 rings, 3. I believe he's got 3 rings. 3-time champion. Definitely throws again. Tony Parker, 4-time champion. Have a great day.